Hello and welcome to my channel, GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your daily reading for March the 22nd, 2022. And yeah, significant because we are in Aries season. It's the start of the new zodiac, Aries. We are in the fire of Aries. We actually have the sun out here today. The sun is exalted in Aries. And Aries represents the start. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So it represents the start. It represents the beginning. It represents a reset. And it represents the start of spring. Especially for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. So it does represent new growth, but the fire of Aries is definitely around initiation and action. The nine, speaking of wands, so this is the Nine of Wands has come out. This is kind of like there's a part of you that's tired, you know, it's a part of you that's been through a lot. I do feel like there's been a lot of really, really intense energies around, especially at the end of going through the end of Pisces season, right at the very end there where that Virgo new full moon hit. It really seems to have been putting a few people out of sorts, and it's kind of, I've noticed a little bit of nitpicking or even critical energy around as well, which is, I think it's just making, it's kind of more of a negative side of the Virgo energy. But I mean, Virgo's got such amazing energy, but it kind of sometimes it's just comes out. Every sign has a negative energy that can come out when people are just feeling out of sorts, or they're tired, or they're just feeling like things are not working out. They're connected to the struggle of life. And, you know, some things, it has felt quite intense with everything that's going on in the world of late. So it has felt like a very tiring, intense energy. And so we do see that with the Nine of Wands. And, you know, with Aries energy, this is a masculine energy, or the fire energy. Fire and air are both masculine energies. So the fire signs and the air signs are going to transition into this probably easier than the earth and the water. But, you know, it is around initiating something new. And I think we did get a lot of clarity around that in the Virgo full moon. And so we'll see what's happening here with Aries. But yeah, it feels different today. I didn't even clock over for whatever reason. I was walking around going, I need to get up and go for a walk and be out in the sun. And I'm like, that's such an Aries season thing to do. And it just feels different. So we've got the Page of Cups. Okay. We've got the Three of Swords. We have the Tower. Oh my goodness. Okay. A little bit dramatic, and some of the energy coming in, and the Four of Swords. Wow. And at the base, the Four of Cups. Gosh. Okay. So it's like there is a soul weariness. It's kind of interesting because we had over the weekend, it was like wanting to lift you up into a lighter energy. And so many people I spoke to said, we just need to have, like, everything's been so intense. I just need to have some fun this weekend and just connect to the lighter energy. And then suddenly it was like, here we are, the Three of Swords right in the center here. So it's like something that has kind of really been hurting you or wounding you, and there's messages coming for your heart around this. It's taken something out of you with the Nine of Wands. That's the wounded warrior. So it's something you've been fighting and struggling with as well. And interestingly, there's some interesting insights that are coming in today around it with the Tower energy. This is like, boom, some amazing revelation or insight that comes in. And with the Four of Swords, this is a case of integrating this, taking some time out, taking a break. It's interesting with the Four of Swords because we see the Three of Swords in the center. It's the three swords piercing the heart. That is the element of air, because it is how your thoughts are processing something that has wounded you. Or is still wounding you, or continually doing that. We see with the Four of Swords, those three swords have been put up against the wall and they're resting for the moment. So it's this character has gone deep into like a cathedral or crypt-like space, where it's like a deep internal space where it's trying to make sense of some of the messages that you've been getting, and it's connecting to your deeper wisdom. It's retelling some stories. And I do feel like with the Tower card, it's kind of there's been some kind of interesting insight about something that has really been hurting you at this moment in time. And interestingly, you know, the Page of Cups is something unexpected. It is potentially on offer. It can be a surprise offer or message of your heart. It can sometimes represent an apology of sorts, but you know, it wouldn't necessarily be for all of you, but it's sense that there is this Page of Cups is like, surprise, there's a message for you coming in for your heart, and the Tower's like, boom, surprise, I've got a message coming in. It's going to go zzz into your brain, and it's going to happen quite fast. And this Four of Cups figure's going, well, I can see that there's something on offer here. The Page of Cups is offering a cup, but the Four of Cups energy is like, I'm not sure if I want it. I'm not sure if I want to hear that message. I'm not sure if I want to take on what it's saying. So this message for your heart is a gift that's potentially coming from the universe, but it's kind of interesting because there's a part of you that will want to resist this or won't be sure about it. It will really be like, I don't necessarily understand this gift, or maybe I'm not sure if this is for me. Interestingly, the Four of Cups, and you know, you've got the two fours, the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups coming in, and both the fours represent foundations. And interestingly, with the Tower card coming in, that comes in and shows you what has not been good for you foundationally. It says anything built on a bad foundation, the Tower energy is going to come in and go zzz, and kind of break it free. Or is a liberating energy, the Tower energy, but it can be disruptive, it can be unexpected, it can be a big shift and change, it can be dynamic. So it could be someone's had a Tower moment where it's gone, I just can't do this anymore, or whatever. You can have that. So there could be a little bit of volatility around. But the thing is that the Four of Swords is kind of coming back to a calmer place after that energy comes in, where it's kind of going, okay, well, let's look at what foundations or what's going on beneath the surface. What is actually this built upon here in terms of some of the ideas or belief systems that I have, or some of the messages that I'm getting from my heart in terms of where I'm at emotionally, because the Four of Cups can be where you're feeling frustrated, or you're feeling disillusioned, or you're feeling like bored. It can be like, I need to be doing something different that stimulates me on an emotional level, or that I can go deeper or connect deeper in. So there can be a lot of frustrations going around with this energy, and it's like I said, there's a volatility to it, but there's also a sense of finding the calm after the storm, and there's a lot of messages coming in around you. So it is around listening to those messages of your heart, but it also is saying that part of the processing around your message, your heart's trying to give you a message. What part of your head is trying to stop this, or what part of your thought systems is hurting your heart even. So yeah, it's finding that interesting balance between head and heart and how that's all working. And it's actually, you know, the Tower energy is, there's a sense of finding peace and liberation, and it could just be take a break from something for the moment. Take a break or walk away from that frustrating energy, or an energy of something hurting you, to gain some perspective and wisdom. So this is kind of and this is kind of what I was saying at the beginning, that I was noticing that there was a lot of kind of like there's this lower rumbling, and sometimes, you know, it comes in little spurts and you go, okay, what's going on? Everybody's kind of in this little, you're getting little like I said, that nitpicky critical kind of energy, where that's usually like a symptom rather than, you know, of something deeper going down, that they're just unhappy about something. So it's I do feel like there's something that is kind of potentially that's been there under the surface that is ready to kind of be looked at today. And actually, you know, hopefully this is I kind of get that it could be a bit disconcerting as well, the energy, and just be gentle with yourself, sit with this. This is kind of all very reactionary. The Three of Swords, the Tower energy, and then the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups is more just sitting with something and not taking action straight away until you've processed something. So This is kind of the big, because it's interesting, we're in Aries season, where Aries is like we want to initiate and start something. And I guess the message to start the season is that we're still working on some wounds that the Pisces season's been really, really intense for that, for working on and bringing in some healing and working on energies around wounds. And as we know, like wounds are not like an instant, like boom, it's fixed. It can actually be like that with the Tower energy. If you kind of have this realization or moment of enlightenment, things can instantly heal, but it's kind of usually takes a while of processing. So we're seeing this here. I mean, there's a potential for both in this reading here, but it's just kind of saying, yes, I think that Pisces season has been really intense because of some of the things that it's kind of brought up and uncovered and unearthed. And with that Jupiter and Neptune energy, it brings in that higher level healing that you can access. It also can blur the boundaries, and it can be like an energy of feeling a little bit lost with it as well. So I do feel like this is, like I said, with Aries season, it's like we want to initiate something, but there's still unfinished business before you step into it. And it's saying, don't react, respond, think, take some time out. And Aries is not, if you add this to the fire of Aries, it will be just way too volatile. So it's kind of like saying there's something that needs your attention first to be processed, and to just kind of sit and find your internal wisdom with it before you can step into this more activated energy of Aries. So that's kind of the energy of the day, and it's interesting energy, but there's a lot to work with here. And everyone's going to be responding differently to it. Like some people will stay in the volatile energy, but there is the opportunity, like I said, to process and find the wisdom. So that's it. Look forward to seeing where this is going tomorrow, and take care. And I would say, like I said, just be gentle with yourself with this energy, and, take care of yourselves. So that's it. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.